There is nothing quite as annoying as trying to pull out into a busy intersection or climb a steep hill only to realize your engine has no guts and has probably gone into limp mode to save itself from damage. When you scan the computer and see the code P00EF, your engine control module is telling you it has lost control over the boost levels from your turbocharger or supercharger. These forced induction systems are amazing because they use exhaust energy or belt power to cram more air into your engine for more power. But they need incredibly precise control to keep the engine from running too lean or too rich. The computer uses a boost control solenoid or a module to move small vanes inside the charger, which adjust the intake pressure on the fly based on how hard you are hitting the gas. If the computer detects that this boost control module is acting weird or is outside of its normal operating range, it throws this code and cuts your power way back to prevent a catastrophic engine failure. This is a pretty serious code because if you ignore it, you risk damaging expensive internal engine parts, and you will definitely notice a huge drop in your fuel economy. The most common culprits here are a defective boost control solenoid, maybe a stuck or bent lever, or even just a heavy buildup of exhaust soot inside the turbo vanes that keeps them from moving smoothly. Since these parts are bolted right to the engine or the turbo, they deal with an insane amount of heat, which makes the wiring harnesses very prone to becoming brittle, fraying, or shorting out. Your first step should always be a careful visual inspection once the engine is cool enough to touch safely. Look for the boost control solenoid and see if you can move the actuator lever by hand. It should move freely without any catching or sticking. If it feels jammed, you might have enough carbon and soot inside the charger that it needs a deep cleaning or replacement. Also, check the electrical connectors for any signs of water getting inside or green corrosion on the pins, as that high resistance will definitely trip this code. If you see heat damage on the wires, you will need to repair those sections and maybe add some better heat shielding. Sometimes the solenoids have adjustable rods to find the sweet spot for boost, but be extremely careful not to mess with those settings unless you have the exact factory manual, because even a tiny adjustment can drastically change how your turbo behaves. If the mechanical parts move and the wiring is perfect, you might be looking at an internal issue with the engine control module, but always check for simple exhaust leaks first, as they can sometimes mimic these boost problems.